Welcome to Arkansas, where our famous cuisine is the mayonnaise sandwich.
Why are you mad about this? We gonna clear this up right now. Nobody's upset, Poo-Poo.
Did you know that there is a whites only town located in Arkansas? They're creating it up in the Ozarks. And the people of this town are upset at the reaction that they're getting because it's not the reaction they expected or the reaction they wanted. First, we're going to get into a clip of them interviewing people from the town, and then we're going to get into the opinions of us outsiders. Let's get into it.
No blacks, no Jews, no gays. High up in the Ozark Hills, in the state of Arkansas, dozens of people have been working hard, building houses and a new type of community. It's called Return to the Land, and it is a town open to white people only. They are millennials and Gen Z, and this is a new update of age-old prejudice.
What we've done here is establish a place where we have control over who our neighbors are, and that is just for the sake of preserving, our culture.
And that culture effectively was saying this is a white culture, a whites-only place.
White American culture.
But what this sounds like is bringing back segregation. Is that a fair assessment?
It's free association. So we're not trying to keep other people down. This is a small settlement in the middle of the Ozarks.
But they are being kept out, even if...
you don't let everyone into your home.
Around 40 people live here. Hundreds more from across the world have paid to be members. And while the men do the physical labour, the women take care of the children who live here full time. It could be a very loving community if you're part of the community, but if you're black, if you're Jewish, or if you're gay, you can't be part of that community.
They can have their own communities, and they already do.
You might be wondering how any of this can be legal. Return to the Land is structured as a private members association, which they believe allows them to discriminate on the basis of ethnicity, along with other factors. That has yet to be tested in the courts and may well fail. The Arkansas Attorney General has said his office is now reviewing the matter as a result of our reporting, and that there is no room for racial discrimination in Arkansas or anywhere in a free society.
I really don't think anyone should be surprised by the fact that a whites-only community is popping up in Missouri. Racist white people are going to do racist shit, okay? Especially in the current political climate. We saw this last time when Trump was president. The racists felt emboldened. They kept doing more racial bullshit. There's plenty of stats for this. Go look it up yourself. You're a grown person. That being said, we know how it's going to end. All right, this is the same as every other cult that has popped up, because I do genuinely believe that racism runs so deep in people's minds, it indoctrinates them like a cult. Especially in white communities, because white parents pass down white supremacy onto their kids because they just never learned white patriarchal society. But it's one of those things that, and it's not excusable. That is not an excuse. I'm simply trying to say where it comes from. It's why so many white people talk about deconstruction, talk about going through all these things, because especially if you grew up in the Bible Belt, in a a Bible Belt small town, that is part of deconstructing from leaving a white town. A small town is, oh fuck, everyone I knew was racist as shit. Though that was all racist shit they were saying. I do not feel bad for the adults one bit. They are full-grown adults. I don't give a fuck. They've been shamed. Look, they have been so successfully shamed out of society for their racist-ass beliefs that they genuinely believe they have to set up their own community. That's beautiful to me. The only thing that I genuinely feel remorse for in the whole thing are the kids. We know how this is going to end here in 6 or 7 years. There's going to be a hell of a documentary about this, about all of the child abuse and all of the sexual abuse that is going to happen in these towns. That is the overwhelming factor that always happens in these white nationalist cults, is massive amounts of child abuse that the parents are going to cover up.
Hey, he got a point with that. There's always stories of child abuse, incest in those white cults. There's always those stories come out later. Like you know, it's probably not 100%. Of course, nothing is 100%, but that's those stories do come out, and he has a great point with that. Um, Now that doesn't mean automatically this is going to happen in this town that they created, but there's a chance. Let's go.
The parents will never admit to putting their children around predators. They will never even come to terms with the fact that they are best friends with predators who are openly going to prey on their own children. They don't genuinely give a fuck about their kids. They never have. They never will. They just want to be racist. That's the end of it. They have no culture to protect. They have none of that shit. No, they just want to say racist shit and homeschool their kids and keep them racist and indoctrinate them. So we see exactly how this is going to play out, because it is played out this way in every other Christian community. Predators will rise to the top. The women and men around them will protect them. And here in about 6 to 10 years, you'll see a survivor come out saying, you know, a kid that was born before they got into the cult. You know, the kid that remembers life being kind of normal before their parents went off the deep end with Trump. Those kids will eventually come out and go, yeah, no, there's a ton of sexual abuse going on. There's a ton of child abuse. There's a ton of spousal abuse. And it's going to repeat, because we have not successfully done a good enough job in getting these kind of people out of society.
Well, I hear tell of an all-white town being built up there in the Ozark Hills in Arkansas somewhere, and let me be one of the first to tell you guys, I support it. Yep. I see nothing wrong, absolutely nothing wrong with a group of people wanting to live around people that look like them. And I support it. Matter of fact, I want you guys the best. In fact, I want you guys to flourish and grow. I want you to bump up from that measly 50 to 60 population you got right now. And I want you guys to bump up to like 2,000, 3,000, hell, even 4,000 strong, right? I want you guys to really build your own system, like have your own banking system. And I want you guys to have your own schools and hell, maybe even have your own like water treatment system, you know? And I really want you guys to grow into your own thing, you know, until you get destroyed. Huh? Oh, you didn't know that? You didn't know any time a group of people that want to live around people that look like them, they get destroyed. Yeah. Either they get destroyed politically, like they'll make up a bunch of rules why you can't be there and make your life a living hell, or you'll get destroyed brutally. Like they'll either send some troops in there to destroy you, wipe you out, you know, or it'll be a small group of people that's got the same idea for the government, and they'll go ahead and destroy you for them. And they're not going to go to jail, nothing like that. You know, yeah. I'm excited for you guys, you know, because we've done this several times to, you know, other people. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's only right that we do it to you guys, too. You know, right. We don't want anyone to think that we're racist. You know, we can't have that. But don't worry, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. They're going to come in there and kill women and children, stuff like that. And they're going to burn the whole town down to the ground. Burn it to a crisp. Destroy everything, kill everybody. And they're going to flood the town. They're going to flood the entire town, but don't worry. They're going to build a nice park around it, like a national park around it or something. You know, so people can come take pictures of it, you know, of the park and stuff. Now, it's not going to be called what the town was called. We're going to forget the town. The town's going to be buried in the water. And then we're going to move on with our lives, you know. And you guys can keep doing that a couple times, you know, keep on doing it. But it's going to keep on getting destroyed, you know, making parks. So, yeah. I'm so excited for you guys, right? Good for you.
Hey, he said treat them like we've been treating everybody else who's tried to do the same thing over the years. Treat them the same. And you know, I'm really not with destroying it after a certain amount of time. You know, like if you tell me, hey, all the racist white people are going to be in Arkansas in the Ozarks, I'm cool with that. I just never go there. Okay. like give them a city, a whole city to themselves. Like then I know not to go there. And that's the look. Life would be easier that way for me. you know, as a black man walking these streets, and I know every white person I see around here is not racist, and I automatically know that, that's easier for me. It's easier for me to live. Just like, hey, what if you you ain't gotta admit this, but what if you had a roach problem in your house, okay? What, what but all the roaches was in one central location. They never left that spot. Wouldn't you be okay? Wouldn't you be able to you know, put your food down on the counter, and you know, you wouldn't be worried about something jumping on it when your back is turned? Wouldn't that be better?
Welcome everybody to our first meeting of our newly established whites only town. Thank y'all for being here. First order of business, we need to pick a name. Do I have any ideas? Yes. Whitopia. I don't like it, that's stupid. Any other ideas? Yes. Imbredia. That just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? Imbredia. I like it. All in favor. Imbredia it is. Thank you. Okay, next thing we need to discuss is, since it is only us whites, we have to decide who we're going to blame when everything goes wrong for us. Any ideas? Yes. Joe Biden. Always a great choice. However, I am looking for someone within the Imbredia community. Yes. Bill. Is Bill that fella with just that one tooth? I like that. I think Bill would be a good choice. Everyone in favor? Excellent, Bill, it shall be. Oh, Bill, sit your gummy ass mouth down. You're going to be the reason for all our problems. All right, how about some laws within Imbredia? Anybody? Yes. Marrying cousins. I don't know why you would even ask that. Of course you can marry your cousins. Many of those who will be joining us already have cousin wives and cousin husbands. Okay, I think that about wraps it up for me today. I'm pretty tired and I need a cigarette. Next time we will continue discussing what laws we will establish in our great Imbredia. Thank y'all so much.
Hot take, I don't have a problem with them having a white-only town or community. They have one already in Arkansas. It's a members-only community, and they're thinking about doing one in Missouri. But see, my only thing is, if you guys are going to do it, you need to do it the right way. Like, why stop out of town? You need an island. You know, somewhere you can escape the horrors of woke people and colored people and gay people that want basic human decency and equality and justice. Like, ew, you know? Somewhere far, I don't know, maybe the Epstein Island, you know? Since Trump did say he was a terrific guy, I think it's only fitting that you take your king with you and, you know, build the walls. You can keep all of us colored people and woke people out of it. And then that way you guys can live in the 1950s freely without us bothering you. But I don't know. That's just what I think. Let me know what you guys think. But yeah, I feel like you guys need to think bigger. Like, why would you want to be in a country that is so diverse? You need...
I don't know. An island just sounds too luxurious, okay? An island sounds like it's you know, a vacation. And, you know, I mean, I wouldn't care, but if I had the option, I'd rather you be in the Ozarks than on an island. You know, just as long as we put a border, we patrol the border around you so none of y'all can get out, you know? Yeah, but an island just, you know, that's, you know, it's too luxurious. Yeah, let's go.
I support the idea of a whites-only town, but only because I want those racist bigots out of my fucking city. If all of the racists live in one little town, honestly, you're doing us a community service because we don't want you here. It's so funny to watch white supremacists get pressed over the fact that we don't give a fuck that they are creating their own little whites-only town. Like, if you're gonna be a racist bigot, honestly, I think the best thing you can do is go create your own little town so we don't have to fucking deal with you. If all of the bigots live in one town, I know where to avoid and who not to talk to. At that point, you're doing community service.
The whites only town in Arkansas is confusing as fuck. Not because you have to be a white man who has European descent. That's not what's confusing. I understand that. I could really give two shits about that. The second requirement is you have to be Christian. That confuses the shit out of me, because I don't know how you want to be excluded from every other race, and then on Sunday pray to a guy who's historically known as a brown man. Like, Jesus was born in the Middle East. He wasn't born in fucking Europe. He was born in the Middle East. And I feel like, I don't know, maybe someone can explain it in the comments, but do they know Jesus was a brown guy? Jesus was not some, white guy with blue hair and, gold hair. He wasn't, Jesus was not white. The man was brown. So it confuses me that, they don't want to be near any brown or black or, Mexican people, but then want to pray to a historically brown guy that was born in the Middle East. That's just confusing as shit.
Racism is confusing as shit for me. You're judging me on a choice that was made for me. God made me to be black. That's what he did. I thank him for that every day. I'm proud of that. But it wasn't a decision that I made for myself. Why are you mad at me just because of that? Why you don't like me just because of that? Racism is confusing to me. I don't understand it. It's stupid. You stupid if you are racist. You are stupid.
Welcome to Arkansas, where our famous cuisine is the mayonnaise sandwich. Our education level is the Facebook comment section. And over here, sweetie, evolution is just a suggestion.
So for these whites-only communities that are starting in Arkansas and Missouri, when you say no blacks allowed, that's fine, but just make sure that it also includes black inventions. So a couple of things that I don't want to see in these white-only communities. If you're going to have a house, no home security system, okay? Just get you a German Shepherd and have him protect y'all. No home security system, okay? That was a black invention. Only stop signs in the white-only communities. I don't want to see no traffic lights. Black man came up with that. Only stop signs for you guys. I don't want to see your little racist children playing with super soakers or eating peanut butter. Black and black, okay? Jelly sandwiches for your little racist ass kids. Only jelly, no peanut butter. No potato chips. I don't give it. You better pack celery in they damn lunch bags. No potato chips. If you need to dry your clothes, use a clothesline, okay? You are not allowed to use a clothes dryer. That is a black invention. If there's a fire, a bucket and some water, that's what you're allowed to use because the fire extinguisher was invented by a black man. If you have your little racist cookouts, no folding chairs. Sit your ass on the ground.
See, racist people do not recognize how much black is around them. Even if there's no physical black person around them, you have black inventions around you everywhere. You see them every day. You use them. You're thankful for them. But the black person who created it, you hate them? Really? Does that make any sense? I'm trying to reach people with this video, man. Yes, I'm making fun because it's funny and it's stupid. So we having some fun. But I am actually trying to convince a white racist person to realize how stupid they are right now. So if you know somebody in your family that is racist, send them this video.
Summertime. Don't want to see any AC units. Go to Walmart, Lowe's, Home Depot, get you a good fan. No AC units in the whites only community. If you go play golf with your little racist buddies, you better hit that bitch off the ground. You are not allowed to use golf tees. Black invention. If you're riding a horse, you want to go get your little racist horse and go on a little racist ride, you are not allowed to use a saddle. Sit your ass on that horse bareback, and I hope your nuts hurt. If you need to iron your clothes, iron them shits on the bed or on the floor. You are not allowed to use an ironing board. For all doors, they better be push and pull. You are not allowed to have a doorknob. Black invention. If you need to do something with your hair, comb it. You are not allowed to use a hairbrush. That is a black invention. You spill something on the floor, get you some good high absorbent paper towels and wipe that shit up. You are not allowed to use a mop. That is a black invention. And how about this? You're not allowed to wear shoes. You better find a good pair of sandals. Shoes, the modern day shoe technology was invented by a black man. That's right, I said it. And when you eat your little racist dinner at night, eat that shit on newspaper on the floor, because you're not allowed to eat at the kitchen table, which is also a black invention. So enjoy your white communities. Just be in mind that if you don't want blacks there, make sure you don't have black shit there either.
So some of the people in Arkansas are building a whites-only town because when progress comes knocking, these people lock their door and clutch their unflavored casseroles. They say it's about preserving culture, which is bold for a group of people that are allergic to seasoning and fats. But hey, finally a place for people who think Cracker Barrel is ethnic food and diversity means choosing between mayo or ranch. So congratulations, Arkansas. You've done what segregationist, HOA board, and your racist uncle on Facebook has only dreamed of. A town based on nostalgia from a period that was pretty garbage to begin with. But sure, tell me again how we are the one that's dividing the country. And when this fails, because it will fail, don't come back into society. You don't need any of our supplies. You don't need our electricity. You don't need our Wi-Fi. Be in your little cult.
That's why I said build a border or have a border patrol. And once they go in, don't let them out. Don't let them out. If they want to have their own community, their own town, cool. Yeah, cool. Don't mix in with us. Separate from us. Hey, we'll all be better over here. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me.
Funniest part about that whites-only town in Arkansas, black folks ain't mad, and you're mad, we not mad. So there's a brand new whites-only town in Arkansas, and the gag is black people don't even care. Now, I've seen the comments. Why aren't black people upset? Why are you mad about this? We gonna clear this up right now. Nobody's upset, Popo. See, the one thing black people ain't gonna do is lose sleep over other people that want to create a safe space for themselves. Build your own little town, plant a flag, that's fine. Hang a welcome sign, whatever makes you feel good. Honestly, we gotta be real about something, because I saw the interviews, I saw the clips. This ain't a town of exceptional people. I mean, think about it. If you drop everything to move to this town, you probably already didn't have much going on anyway, right? And that's not shade, that's facts. So the question is again, why should black folks care? This is the part that cracks me up the most. Y'all want us to care. I see the confusion in your eyes. I see it. Y'all like, don't the blacks care? Don't they want to be where we are? Nah. We just want to make sure when we build our communities, we're not cheated out of the things that we're supposed to have. That's all we care about, boo. And it's wild because history has shown, as soon as black people do build their own thriving spaces, what happened? Some of your people roll up and burn the whole thing down. But we're supposed to believe now y'all just want to be left alone. Child, I'm going to tell you what really gave it away for me, though. The fact that they ran to the media. That's not privacy, y'all. That's desperation. Numbers must be low. If you got to beg the evening news to let them know that you exist, waitlist my ass. See, if black folks were building their town, the media would be the last people that we want to know about it. We gatekeep. We ain't trying to broadcast. But y'all couldn't wait to hold the press conference. That's not security, that's thirst. So no, we're not upset, we're not jealous, we're not even plotting to crash your party. Because truth be told, we really don't care. And honestly, that's what really bothers y'all.
And that hurts, man. You ever do something to somebody and you're looking for a reaction, you're looking for them to get upset, and they don't get upset, that is painful. Like, I've never done that. I don't like upsetting people. I don't like getting people upset or getting on people's nerves, period. But there are people out there who, like, that's the best way to handle a bully. You know, when you're in school and the bully is talking about you, look, we all know my head is kind of big. Okay, we we can see that, and like my head has been this size since probably second grade. Okay, uh, so, so when I was in school, there were head jokes, but they didn't last long. They never lasted long because I showed it. It didn't affect me. Like I would, I would even joke myself. You know what I mean? They'd be like, "Dang, your head big," and I'd be like, "Yeah, you know what? As a baby, they said I couldn't even roll over all the way because my head would be holding me back." And, and that's a true story. And once they saw me joking myself, laughing at myself, it hurt them. I could see it in his eyes that they were hurt by it. But the joke stopped because they see I wasn't hurt about it. And this is the same thing. They want us to be mad and we're not. We're actually happy for them. I'm happy for you guys. Go.
So only white people are gonna be allowed. What do you mean people aren't mad about that? Okay, but they're supposed to get really mad about it. Well, how about not just only whites, but no Jews either? We want whites only that are non-Jews. And we have the best attorney. Nobody's suing us over this? What do you mean nobody cares? Just laughing? No, I mean, Arkansas, the great state of northern Arkansas, who doesn't want to come to this community of ours? No one wants to come to Arkansas. The real estate agent told us everyone wanted that piece of property. Okay, well, so we'll just start in Arkansas, then we're gonna move to Missouri. Missouri's even prettier. Still nobody? How about I say it louder? Whites only community. We're gonna broadcast it, let everyone know, only whites, non-Jewish. How segregated can we get this? Still no, okay, so we'll call this whole thing Return to the Land. Does that make people mad? It does, because it's funny coming from white people returning to a land that was never theirs. Okay, so we'll call it Return to the Land. We'll start in Arkansas, expand to Missouri. What if we say we're gonna go into all 50 states? Does that make people mad? They're still ignoring us. How is the top liked comment, no one gives a shit? Okay, well we need to set up some interviews. The second most liked comment is Good Riddance Whiteys. Okay, now I'm offended. We need to get this on national news because we want people pissed off, because that's the only way we can feel anything emotionally. You know, who's gonna build our homes? What about the Mexican restaurants? Who's gonna open and run those? I don't know if we thought this all the way through.
When y'all made that all-white town in Arkansas, how did y'all expect black people to react? Did y'all want us to like riot? Did you want us to like burn the city down, protest? How did y'all expect us to react? Because the reaction that you're getting is clearly not what you were looking for. Because if that would be the case, you wouldn't be trying to open up a whole nother city just like Arkansas. You know, we've been excluded from places pretty much for generations. So why the fuck would we care about being excluded from a town in West Bumblefuck? You're acting like we can't go to Miami or LA or fucking Atlanta. Bitch, we don't give a fuck about Arkansas. I ain't never even been to Arkansas, and I have no intentions on going there. Like, what the fuck? And like, think about it like this though, like y'all not even just excluding black people, y'all excluding Jewish people, you know, people that could possibly look just like you guys, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like y'all trying to exclude y'all own people too at this point. So what y'all thought y'all was going, where y'all thought that was gonna go for y'all? You know what I mean? Or we trying to rage bait us, see if we gonna get out our body? I'm curious to see what kind of reaction y'all were hoping to get from us. You know what I mean? Because we don't really give a fuck.
Shout out to all my non-racist people down or over in Arkansas that are watching this video. I appreciate you. And I know some of y'all are upset that this city or this town is being created in Arkansas, and you hate that they're associating your state with this whole thing. But this is no disrespect to Arkansas. Would I ever go to Arkansas? No. But we know that everybody in Arkansas, or every white person in Arkansas is not racist. Okay, we know that. It's just a group of them. Okay, just
Sorry, I can't sleep. I was just thinking about that. That white-only town they're building in Arkansas, and I'm just thinking to myself, isn't Arkansas already a state that just has, like, redneck white people in it? Like, they could have the entire state. Like, we don't want it. We don't want to go there. We don't want to go to your white-only community. I'm a white man. I want nothing to do with that. That sounds awful. That sounds like only wearing American Eagle for the rest of your life. They're all gonna name their children after Sydney Sweetie. it's so who?
Wait a minute, sir. Did you just pass gas right there?
Sydney Sweetie. it's so who comes up with these ideas? Like, God, and now they're upset that, like, nobody cares. Okay, girl.
It's so weird watching black people get mad at white people for starting functioning white communities.
Now y'all saying we mad. We mad because y'all want to build only white towns, no blacks, no Jews, and no gays. We don't give a fuck. I'm telling you, we do not care. No one's mad. Pull up a video of a black person, a nigga, saying they mad because y'all want to segregate yourself. I would love to see that. Can you imagine the all-white towns? Can you imagine not one kid will be safe? Not one kid will be safe. That would be a scary place to live. But if y'all want to segregate yourself, go right ahead. We are not tripping at all. I pinky promise. We wouldn't give a damn what y'all did, how y'all did it, and who you did it with. Segregate yourself. It'll be best for America. Trust me.
Now there is a quote. I believe it was Martin Luther King. Somebody correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But before he passed, he was questioning whether he was leading his people in the wrong direction. And look, I don't think segregation should be a thing anymore. It shouldn't be. But at the same time, if you're a racist person and you have a business and you only want white people to enter that business, let me know. Okay? Like, I know you can't put up white only signs anymore, and I it's against the law, but man, like, should we allow them to do that? Because I don't want to be somewhere where the people don't want me, whether it's a business, whether it's in somebody's house, whatever it is. If they don't want me there, I don't want to be there. And I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to fuss. I'm not going to scream and shout. You don't want me here? Cool. I'll leave. It's no problem. So if there was a white only sign up, I would know that before I even think about going into the building. I wouldn't have to deal with you because I don't want to deal with you. If you don't like me because of the color of my skin, I don't want to deal with you. I don't want to be around you. I don't want to look at you. So if there's a way for you to let me know that, let me know that. Because you should be able to take a lot of stress off of my life if I'm able to know that every white person I'm interacting with is not racist. That takes a lot of stress off my life, a lot of worry. And I'm all for that. I'm putting this video out, and there might be some people who watch this video and hit unsubscribe. And that's cool, because then I know what side of the fence you're on. Thank you for watching this video. I appreciate you. Thumbs up the video. Go down in the comments. Tell me your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe. We're still on the road to 10K. Let's get there. All right. I'll see you on the next one.